I'm Samriddhi, your host and guide, and today we're going to talk about a very, very interesting topic. It is about creating new timelines, creating your future possibilities, and selecting the one that's best for you. Some of you may be familiar with concept, but for those of you who are new to my channel, I just want to start off with a few basic things to set this up for you. We always start with a little topic where we explore a new concept, and we start with how can we apply that in our day-to-day life. Hello Joyce Franklin, welcome to our live. Very grateful that you joined. Today, and once we explain that concept, we move on to some energetic work, and we use the help of all the people who are, or all the energies that are present. And in today's live, we have these beautiful flowers. We have our white dragon, which is all about liberation from illusion. We have the blue dragon, which actually comes from Sirius. And we also have the golden dragon, which is a galactic dragon. And we also have my cosmic father, Sai Baba, and we also have this beautiful flame to represent the elementals. And then we use musical instruments. I am a channel of light language, and light language either flows through me through song, through language, or sometimes even through musical instruments. So then we get into the energetic work that aligns us with the intention of each topic. And welcome Michelle Peterson, so happy to see you here. So let's get on with today's topic, and that is about how to create timelines and how to create your own future with these timelines. Well, this is a very different concept compared to manifestation, because manifestation is something that you do with absolute preparation and bring everything together, and then you start manifesting. You say, I want to create my ideal job, or I want to manifest this ideal person in my life, or this ideal friend or this amazing perfect friend in my life, or whatever is your dream. You put in your intention, you create some clarity of information so that you can send out that signal to the universe, and then it comes back. The problem with manifesting in that way, and I know a lot of you have watched the documentary The Secret, which was very, very popular a few decades ago, 2 decades ago. The problem with something like that is when you manifest with the mind, there is always going to be an element of duality with it. So when you say, I want to create a perfect job, and the perfect job has all of these characteristics, or I want to attract this perfect circumstance, or this perfect situation, or this perfect person in my life that suits this particular situation, whether it be a colleague, a friend, or somebody romantic, anything in that aspect. So when you throw out that signal to the universe and use only your mind or the brain aspect of creating that manifestation, our brain is actually it actually functions in the dimension of duality. So we have the left hemisphere, the right hemisphere, and the rest of it actually falls somewhere in between, let's say. Just for you to understand the concept, the brain works on binary. And so every time you attract something like that, you will also attract something which is the absolute opposite, which will come in as either a challenge in manifestation, or it will come in as a challenge once you have it, to test your resolve in having that situation in your life. And many times when you manifest with your mind, these things go away just as fast as they come into your life. And that's why a lot of people complain that, yeah, we've watched these different documentaries, we talk about manifestation, but I don't know why it doesn't work. Well, it is the easiest way to explain it from my own experience is when you manifest with the mind, and all of us have manifested with our mind, sometimes it works, and sometimes it also has that opposite effect. The reason that it happens is the heart is not involved. And actually, we are creators of our universe actually from this space. Here is where we connect our absolute infinite cosmic energy with the cosmic energy of everything that aligns us here and now, which is our connection with creation itself. And so when you manifest from the heart, and the higher heart, the deeper heart, the profound heart, the tiny place in the heart, so many names that it is called by. When you manifest from that space, it actually is instant and it does not have any side effects. So it's almost like taking modern medicine will always have a side effect. But if you go in with mindfulness and you work with the energies, then it never has a side effect. It can only be positive. In fact, if you wish something and it comes from the heart, you can't exactly wish it. It comes to you, and then you just put your energy into it and then allow it to come to you in a physical form. And just continuing with that concept of how to manifest with the heart, we're going to go into slightly a different topic, and that is how to create timelines. I wanted to explain the concept of manifestation because a lot of people might find it similar, but there are these differences. And working with timelines is not a mental activity. It is actually an activity from the heart and the mind together. Like it works in harmony, and it doesn't work with the physical mind. It works with your cosmic mind, which actually is through your heart. So I know that some of it may be a bit complicated. So in very simple words, the way to manifest, the way to work with timelines and probabilities in your life comes from here, from all your energies focusing into your heart and funding that energy or fueling that energy with gratitude, with actually even not even gratitude, with appreciation and love. So one example I want to give you about timelines. So timelines are all future possibilities that branch out from every single here and now. I'll give you an example. In this moment, we are having this conversation and we're talking about timelines. In the next few minutes, what would happen is a branch of all of this. So in one scene, I might just be ending the live and saying, oh, actually something went wrong, and so I just end it. In another one, I share a very beautiful nugget. In another one, somebody from the chats comes up and says something which is so profound, and that really brings in a very different kind of energy to this transmission. In another one, let's get a little wild here. Let's say my shawl catches fire, and then that burns the whole building. It's probably the most improbable, but least probable, but it is definitely still a possibility. So there are so many different timelines. And the one that I give my most energy to, and we as a collective give the most energy to, is the one that we'll be stepping into moment after moment after moment, which is where we do quantum shifts from one moment to another. And in that sense, we are always time traveling. And this is something that I learned from one of my amazing teachers, Bashar. Some of you know him as Daryl Anka, and he channels a being called Bashar, and I have always followed his teachings through the years, and I got in touch with his teachings since 2013, and I'm still a big fan, and this is a concept that I learned from him. So continuing with the concept of timelines, in moments of great or deepest emotions, we actually either see visions or we have a feeling of something about to happen, or what's the future of this. And it's not something that you do on purpose. It's something that just comes to you. To give you an example, a few days ago, I was having an intense emotional conversation with somebody very dear to me. And as I was having that conversation, suddenly 2 timelines appeared to me. In one timeline, both of us were really upset and sad, and the situation got really worse. And this was something I saw in the next few months in a different location, and that we are both regretting all the decisions we made that has led us to go to that particular moment in time. And then I saw another timeline where nothing really changed and we are still having the same conversation. And I did not like any of those timelines. So when I saw these two different things that were coming while we were having these conversations, I just took a deep breath and I said, okay, where we are going with this will not lead us to the best and the most harmonious place. So let's take a step back and let's look at what we can do to create a timeline together. So when we took a deep breath, I went back and I created a timeline. And then I put more love and filled myself with peace and harmony and assurance that no matter what happens, it is okay. And as soon as I said that, another beautiful timeline came up where this conversation that we were having, this deep emotional conversation we were having, was only turning out into something really beautiful for both of us. And it was creating and paving a pathway for something which was beautiful, not just for us, but for everybody involved and the collective itself. And as I saw that timeline, I did not consciously create it. When I changed my state and I said, no matter what happens, everything is okay, this timeline just appeared to me. So your best, highest, most harmonious timeline is just waiting for you to be in the right state to just come to you. And when that timeline came, I put all my energy and love and gratitude and appreciation into that timeline. And suddenly the result of that conversation was very different. And the energy of that, this person and I have felt after that, and it was completely different. So we'll see in the next few weeks how that goes, because I want to test this. I have tested it a few times in the past and it has worked, but life is always a place where you can experiment with different ideas. And I would love to know, when you try this out in your own life, see a timeline. If you're seeing a timeline and you don't like it, take a step back and say, no matter what, everything is going to be okay. It is still okay. It's not the words, but the idea and the vibration of these words. And if you can embody this vibration, and if some vision comes to you after that, that is going to be the most harmonious timeline you create. And the magic about this is you don't even need to consciously see that timeline. As soon as you create that state, in the moment of disharmony, you take a step back and say, no matter what happens, it is okay. You vibrationally change the consequence of that particular emotion, and it just vibrationally will change the frequency of your manifestation, the frequency of the future probabilities that are coming into your life. And even if you can't see it, you will feel it, and you will see that you have suddenly shifted into something that is more pleasant and full of harmony. So that was something that I was working with, and I wanted to give you a little another example of when I saw this happen the first time in my life. I was very, very nervous about getting into this dream college, dream university, and there were like a series of rounds and all of that, and I had to get this scholarship because I could not, we could not afford the full fee of that particular university at that point. If we would, then it would just be very, very hard on my parents. So I was going into this presentation and group interview and all of these different rounds. So when I went into that round, I saw a timeline for myself where I was actually the student representative of my of this batch, and I was doing really well, and I was feeling really happy being in the class. So I didn't just see a timeline where I made it into, I got the admission, but I also saw myself doing really well in that scenario. And it was not something that I manifested. It was something that I saw as a timeline with harmony. And when I was in the state of harmony, that timeline came to me as a vision, and exactly that's what happened. So that was the first time that I experienced seeing a timeline, and when I was in harmony, and I was now then able to use this knowledge and this wisdom in creating timelines that were full of harmony when I was creating, or when I was seeing timelines that had some kind of a disharmony for me. So that's the magic of this, because we are all masters, we are all creators, and in every single moment we are creating, we are time traveling, and we can literally attract we can literally create anything, absolutely anything in this moment, here and now. If we can put our full energy in this here and now and be here and now, that is the most powerful way that we can create anything. And so I hope that this message helps you. This message was extremely exciting for me to share. And now let's get into some energetic work. And what I want you to do as a preparation for that is think about a situation where you have had a deep emotion recently. A very deep emotion. It could be any kind of emotion. Extreme happiness, extreme sadness, grief, anger, rage, harmony, any emotion. Think about that emotion and, and see what transpired after that. What did you get? Any vision? If you got a vision of a timeline that you did not like, hold that. Take a step back. Go back into a state of harmony. And I'm going to bring through some light language when you get into this state so that we can get back, we continue to be in this state of harmony and attract a timeline that is in absolute highest, best interest of you and everybody involved from that situation. If you had selected a situation which is really positive, where you were in a deep emotion and it was a positive one, and you saw a timeline, you can still do this exercise and listen to this light language, which will either create like a next level of whatever timeline you saw and make it even more aligned with your more higher selves, because we have infinite higher selves. So something that is even more higher, or it could continue and put more power into it and allow that to come into your life very quickly. All right, so let's get into some energetic work. If you've already come into that situation, if not, just put a pause to this video, think about it, and then press play again as we continue with the light language. So quick instructions again. Think about a situation where you had a deep emotion and go to any vision you had about timelines that you created or you saw from that situation. Whether they were in harmony or disharmony, that is okay. Let's come back to a place in your heart, in your here and now, where you can fill yourself with this thought, with this frequency, with this vibration. No matter what happens, it is all okay. I will now bring through some light language to bring power and bring complete alignment and harmony to the best timeline possible from that moment where you are in the here and now. Hey, Ah, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, eh, oh, eh, yeah, oh, eh, oh, eh, yeah, oh, ah, yeah, oh, eh, oh, eh, oh. Eish. Thank you so much for being a part of this live and being a part of this co-creation if you're watching my video. And I will see you in the next one with another nugget, with another nugget of wisdom from this collective, from the collective. And I hope that this week is lovely for you. I will see you the next time. Bye bye.